Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Illumination Portal. I'm Valerie. That's Dream Detective Kate, and we have a special guest, Kelly Kerr, who's a voice teacher, a voice
Mhm.
coach, and her her explanation to me was just fascinating because I never thought of our voice as a way to raise our vibration or a way to uh, connect to spirit. And when she was explaining it to me, now she does the foundational exercises to get your voice in tune, get your right tone coming through. Um, but she also does light language with her voice and practices in her own way. I'll let her explain it. But did you ladies want to say hi? We don't
Hi.
have anyone here yet. We might have Diana, maybe. Hi. Okay.
And hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. I just love this when we had this conversation the other day that we all have an authentic voice and your body is an instrument. I'm still just like wow about that because I never looked at it in that respect. But Kelly, would you explain to us, hi Wiki, what what it is, how it is that you get someone to their natural core voice.
Sure. Well, everyone is born with an innate voice. Everyone has a high, medium, and low sound to their voice. And it seems that many of our languages cancel out a lot of the part of our voices that we use. So we have to learn how to find our core voice, take all the language and the habits of speech away from the center of the voice, and just train that core voice, also called the still small voice. That's this woody, woody, oh, I should listen to this still small voice when it really does exist. It has a specific sound, and if you work with that, it's like the mightiest voice of all. So,
And you did say to me that anyone can be taught how to sing or how to connect to their core voice
yep.
and and sing or whatever speech. Obviously, I'm struggling here with my speech. It's Mercury retrograde.
Everyone,
Oh my goodness.
everyone can sing beautifully. Everyone I know. And if you're out there thinking, oh, not me, not me, I can't even carry a tune if it's strapped to my back. But I've heard all of it. And the the problem is that most people think that talent is that voice and singing is some talent that only a few talented people get to have,
Yeah.
and then there's just the rest of everybody that just isn't as good, or for whatever reason. Oh, my sister can sing, so that alleviates your need to sing, because for a lot of reasons. But the facts are, if you can speak, your voice goes high, medium, and low in range. It has a range of sounds and volumes and highs and lows that if you know how to mechanically use it, you can access it. But I think the biggest problem is belief. People
Yeah.
just believe that they just can't. They don't, or
I was one of those people until I met you and you explained this all to me. So it's the mechanical part of learning to use the voice that you teach. She has a 6 week in, uh, training class for 6 week, two times a week, and it's all about the foundations, the foundational core training course
mhm,
on how to like unlock your voice, how to breathe in properly,
yeah.
and stance. I didn't know this. Posture and stance is such a big deal when you're singing. I didn't know.
Yes, it provides the support structure. You know, when you breathe, when you sing, your voice, think of your air being here and you're breathing in and then you bring it out, breathe in and breathe out, breathe in. Okay, but when you sing, when you're really singing, you blow your voice, you have more air pressure. So you really are always this full. And you sing a little bit and then you're always breathing more in and your body swells. That only happens if you have a support structure you can count on, your stance and your posture. Otherwise, this is not going to happen. Your body's going to collapse and you'll think there's something wrong with your voice
Yeah.
when it's just the whole structure isn't working together.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I want to address the part about people not thinking that they can sing, they think they're tone deaf.
Yeah.
And I've taught some of the most beautiful voices I've found are in people who thought they were tone deaf. And it just, and that's such a belief that's just false. That once you're tone deaf, you can't fix it. It's a physical problem. Um, when really it's a skill to match pitches and to follow a melody is a muscular skill. You learn how to feel for resonance and then you follow the sensation of resonance. So it's fixable. Just
That
follow the steps.
that is okay. That's just fascinating to me. So you remove the habits and the tensions,
Mm-hmm.
and she's actually working with me on this. So I'm just we're still training, and I need to practice more. So this is where I was going to say, how do you encourage people to practice? I mean, she's even sent me texts to remind me. So she's a sweetie, but and I do it, but I don't know. I never knew that you had to work on your voice, and my voice always feels tight, like right here. And she asked a bunch of questions prior to helping me unlock these things.
Right.
And that's a common occurrence where you feel like you have a lock in the front of your throat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And so this is part of the training.
Yeah.
Um, we were talking the other day about we got into this whole thing about the trivium. I love that. Do you mind explaining the trivium and the
Well, let's go
quadrivium?
back and talk about the seven liberal arts.
Okay.
The seven liberal arts are what commonly, traditionally, have comprised a good education, composed of the quadrivium, 4 subjects, and the trivium, 3 subjects. The trivium is grammar, logic, and rhetoric. Quadrivium is math, geometry, vibration or music, and astronomy. You
Mhm.
put those, a complete education gives you a basic of understanding in each of these subjects so that we can translate the world around us
Mhm.
and communicate based on observable patterns. And music is part of that, or vibration is part of an observable pattern. So it should be part of our regular required education that we don't just study math and geometry, but that we learn how to speak to one another in grammar. We learn some basics of how to put sentences together, and then
Mhm.
how to put sentences together and communicate, and then how to communicate our ideas. When someone listens to us, they have to be able to translate what we say. Is it true?
Right.
We measure it against some observable factors, math, geometry, vibration, and our relationship to the stars, plus our 5 senses. put those
Mm,
together, and we have, well, as Gino Denning talks about, the Pythagorean rope with the 12 knots, and each
mm,
of the knots representing the three, grammar, logic, rhetoric, math, music, I mean, math, geometry, music, and astronomy, and then the five senses. You put those together, and you have a way to extract information and make decisions. You see patterns, you're able to make patterns. And
mm.
the vibrational music part or the feeling kinesthetic part of our senses are often shunned because
Yeah.
because we are as a culture we've forgotten how these are part of an essential education, a way to be able to compare. Does it smell like, if it sounds like, if it's probably
Yeah. Right. Oh
so
my goodness. I just love that part when we were talking about that because vibration is everything. And Kelly uses the voice, her vibration, and her body as the instrument to connect to spirit through
yes.
light language,
Hmm.
through her tones that are natural to her. And Kate, I believe you do something similar, or have you do see you still sing,
Still sing.
still
Yeah,
sing,
still
see,
sing.
always happy. So I guess I guess I'm way out of the loop because these two have done this since children, and know how to use their voice and their body as an instrument to connect to spirit and help raise their vibration, which in turn help raises the vibration on Mother Earth, which that's everything my channel is about. So when we were discussing this, I was just in awe, really. I couldn't believe that the voice is just always there, and I never thought about it as part of the vibration part. So I just really wanted Kelly to come on and explain how she does the basics to learn the foundation, how to to help your habits, to fix your techniques, you know. But as for singing, you it's before you go into the singing part of learning voice work. Am I saying this right?
That's right. That's right. You have to learn how to play your instrument before. Let me explain the light language. When we make a vibe, first of all, before I do that, let me explain how our bodies are instruments. In order to have an instrument, you have to vibrate the air to create the waves. In our body, our vocal folds, let me get over here from my mic. The air moves past our vocal folds, and our vocal folds vibrate the air in the range in which we can hear. Then the sound waves move into places in our bodies where they reverberate. So think like, on a guitar, you pluck the string of the guitar, that just vibrates the air. The shape
Mm,
of the guitar is mathematically related to the vibrations. So the vibrations and the pocket create um, the capacitor or the box of the guitar, our bodies receive the sound waves, and the sound waves reverberate inside of us. That's what amplifies the sound.
Mhm.
More volume of air we have in our body, the more volume of sound that we have. They are related. So that's why breathing is really important, because we have to get used to containing more air in our uh, guitar bodies. So we have something to reverberate. So there is a wonderful, precise mathematical relationship of the vibration that is tiny vibration that's made in the larynx, and this pocket that reverberates the sound waves. And what's so wonderful about it is the sound waves follow an observable pattern. Excuse me. Low notes mean they move slower and they create a lower vibration and they reverberate lower in our bodies. When our vocal folds stretch, they become thin and they vibrate at a higher rate, causing a higher frequency. Those higher frequencies move up into the higher part of our body to reverberate in these pockets that are already designed to capture the sound waves. So what often people think that we take the breath in and then we just blow the sound out. That's not what happens. And I have a big voice. The sound waves happen and they go into their pockets from high to low inside our bodies and they reverberate, causing our bodies to swell. That relationship between the original vibration and the reverberation is what causes that volume. That level of pressure and vibration reverberates in the exact same area where important brain functions happen. When you are working where the sound that you create finds its pocket, it rings. It has a ringing tone. So when something, oh, that rings clear,
Mm-hmm.
that means that the vibration that you made found its pocket. That's like your abracadabra. That's it. That's your way in. That ringing tone moves up and down our vocal bodies in one clean, clear thread of sound. It's called the still small voice. It's clean, it's pretty. It doesn't have any falderall. It's just a clean, pretty sound, and that is the most powerful sound that you can make. It means everything is working completely in alignment. It's like the instrument is in tune with itself.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you when you offer the classes, can they start at any time, or do you start at a certain specific time?
Yeah,
And
I just finished my last 6-week course. So if you went on the website now, you would see all the information for the former course. If you had folks that were interested in taking a 6-week course, they can email me and put seeker in the subject line. And if I have enough people, I'll do another 6-week.
okay, and
Intrument.
all of Kelly's information is down below in the description box, along with Kate's. And Kate, do you have any questions for Kelly?
Well, I just wanted to know if when they're vocally they're talking about head voice versus your chest voice, if that is because I know that when I sing there's a place where it kind of wants to break or it's moving into another sound. And so but I keep hearing about this head voice or and I guess they used to call it a falsetto, maybe for men. But now they seem to be using head voice as the phrase. Am I understanding that correctly about how the tone works within the, within? Okay, good.
So when the sound waves stretch and become thin, they vibrate faster. You create the throat is completely relaxed. Because
Right.
the only thing that happens in the throat is that the vocal folds are going stretch, contract, vibrate, vibrate, lower, vibrate faster. And they need to be able to go like this really fast in
Yeah.
order to make the notes happen.
Right.
They are not to control the rate of your breathing. So if you take all the breathing off and control and the pressing on the larynx away, then your range naturally extends. Then it's about opening up the head voice, the facial mask, and the chest. Now,
Wow.
high notes go higher in your head. So here's where the voice happens. So vocal folds stretch, the sound waves come up. This is your medium range in what we call the mask. right in your eyeballs, your sphenoid sinus is in the front of your face. So your medium range is right here. Your medium high to high range reverberates in your head, right behind your eyeballs, like in your pineal and in your pituitary and the bowl of your head. Your sound feels like it comes right over the top of your head, and you can feel it in the bowl of your head, all the way up to what we call the cupola.
Mhm.
That's a voice teacher term, or the cupola is the dome of the head. So
Mhm.
high notes are here, medium high notes are here, and low notes are hooked here, and they go into the chest, but they have to be here. If you try to push them down into the chest, your body does this and it collapses and there's a big break.
Mhm.
Same thing with that middle voice. I've been having some issues with just having to really work my facial muscles so the sound waves can move into my face.
Mhm.
And it's really, look at my face.
What?
The cheeks are high.
Mm-hmm.
Just in order to be able to pull my facial muscles up, we have very specific movements. The reason your voice cracks in the middle is because there is some stuff that you need to work with your cheeks high and your lips forward, and it creates like a funnel, so the sound can come right down there. So that
Right. Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
recognize.
There are often times too where people would say if you have sinus issues, that
Mm-hmm.
humming can actually vibrate the top of the roof of your mouth and up and around inside your sinuses to help break that up, to help
Mm-hmm.
start movement happening there.
Yep.
Which is very pleasant when you don't feel good to just be
That's
able to
exactly
hum.
right. Is that hum or HNG?
Hum.
With your cheeks
Yes.
high like you're smiling.
Yes.
And in fact, I usually start with a HNG because I just want to feel where my center line is. And there's no use to try to make it any bigger than the center line until the center line warms up. Then
Hmm.
the whole thing begins to open and you feed it a steady flow of air and it stays open.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
So
Just technical stuff.
yeah, when she was practicing with me the other day, and it opened up my sinuses, and I was like, wow, you literally can breathe better just by doing a few basic exercises.
Yeah.
And some of the sounds she was saying, you were explaining to me how it vibrates the pineal gland, where it keeps it open and not calcified. So how does that work?
When your sound moves up into the part of your body where it's supposed to be, when it gets up into this area right here, it's behind your eyeballs and your sphenoid sinuses, in the round parts of your skull, and I call it spinning the pineal, or
Yeah,
some
that's
people call it the pineal, whatever.
it.
But there's a very specific feeling when you do that. And when we tune our, now remember, I'm an opera singer. I don't sing opera anymore, but I have that big voice and I've been doing it since I was 9 years old. And so
Wow.
many, lots of decades of training. And I was just a little backup. I was retrained when I was 21 because I'd skipped a few steps. And at that point, my Italian teacher said, yeah, 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 I got it. You're singing these big old songs, yippee. Don't impress me much. She says, because you missed some things. She took everything away from me, everything, and said, you will now sing nothing but the vowel ooh until I tell you further. And I
Oh,
did. So 2 months to retrain my voice just on one vowel, and it was the missing link. And I could sing no. So where we started was right behind the eyes and has a very specific sensation and a very specific sound. And that was my home position, my home sound that got me into finding that thread of sound. So I still, before I came on, when I was warming up today, did the exact small exercises with the sound behind the eyes,
Mhm.
and then slowly brought the sound down the front with, and I found my crack in the middle, so I had to do my little exercises to open up the spaces in my face so the sound could come down. And so it's a very specific sensation. And it's like, what do we call that? Your baby crying in a crowd.
Mhm.
Of all the many, many sounds that we can make, there is one specific tone that is exactly right in the pocket. And
Mm.
that's the tone called the filo di voce, the smallest, cleanest, clearest sound you can make. And everybody does it all the time. We just don't know we're doing it. That is the one that spins the pineal and then moves up and down your body without obstruction. And that's the one that fills up an amphitheater. That is the one that grows like that and is always healthy in the middle.
And that's your home. Is that what you said? Your home, your your personal.
Your tuning note, that everybody, it's where we begin the tuning, and we find that clean spinning tone, and then we can move it up and down.
That's amazing. Wow. So the frequency and vibration is what attracted me to this whole conversation, and she likes to Kelly likes to sing light language,
Mhm.
and she does every day. She practices every day still, and you've been singing since you were 9, and this is her
Like
passion.
seriously singing, like with a voice teacher and an accompanist who came to the house to practice with me, and then I performed every weekend. So this was, this is what you will do this with your life. So
So
as a little soldier.
you were a little soldier.
I
Well,
was.
well, you must have enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. I worked at it, and it felt good to be good at something, and
Yeah,
with teachers who really loved me and people that were quiet when I sang, so they were there to receive what I was there to deliver. Those were the days.
was
People
really,
quietly sitting, listening to you sing. There's a
yeah,
time.
yeah. Now, you can't really get people to even sit still much now. It's just sit around and hear a song.
The practice of putting the sound in my body, I can sing big songs, and I just, it doesn't appeal to me anymore. I can blow sound to keep my instrument clean, and the songs are physically fun to sing. But what I found over the last number of years, I haven't wanted to sing songs. I haven't wanted to engage with language. I haven't wanted to engage with, two verses and a chorus. It just isn't, it doesn't fit what I want to experience. And, there are plenty of people that can sing beautiful songs, and I'm happy to have them do it. I am moved by people's, heartfelt song, no matter what their level of ability is. If they're honest, I can't help myself but be drawn in. But this is different. To tune my instrument from top to bottom is it keeps me clear. It keeps me as a waiting instrument for the message that could come through.
Mm.
And it brings up my state of being. When I have a clean tone from top to bottom, I know I'm aligned. I know I'm coherent. All the parts of myself are working together and I know it because of the sound. I've sounded it out. There is a very clear sensation and a sound of the tone when I am tuned. Just like any other instrument, it has a ringing sound to it, and it moves without pain, without stress inside of me, and it just centers me. I was saying earlier that I had some anxiety today,
Mhm.
and rather than trying to do some tapping, whatever it was, this generalized just angst of being in the culture, really.
Yeah.
Listening to the news, just, oh, my heart.
Yeah.
And I just put it aside and just did my practices. Opened my instrument, did my sound in my eyes, brought it down the front, didn't think about singing a song or having a message, none of that. I just know that if I pull my sound into that clear ringing center, I know I'm turning on my brain. I'm turning on my higher centers.
Mm.
And um, the people that study the brain and the I am presence,
Mm-hmm.
they talk about stimulating the cerebral spinal fluid. It comes over the top of the head and it's in your spine and it bathes the spine and goes all the way down to your sacrum, and that is like the connection to where spirit meets the physical self. I'm like, oh my God, you're talking about that is exactly that's a voice lesson. You just gave us what you are describing is exactly how the voice feels when everything's all aligned and working together. And they know it has something to do with vibration, but they're not opera singers.
Mm.
When you're an opera singer, and your pieces last a long time and you're singing at the top of your lungs, you have, everything going boing, 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 boing. On your eyes, you ignite this radiant presence. And people light up. That's breath, that's sound, that's air pressure. And as singer actors, we practice working in that high elevated energetic state. Remember, every word has to hit the back wall. Every gesture has to be in alignment with what you're saying, because usually you're singing in a foreign language. And so even if you're singing soft, your pitch, your tone still has to hit the back wall and reverberate. You still have to listen to the conductor and the orchestra for who's playing. There's this heightened state of awareness. But again, you don't really access that if you're not singing opera. And our training was specifically how to deal with the radiant presence, how to breathe, how to move, so that was all working together. And I know, take a breath, Kelly.
No, I love it. Keep it.
Way back, because I was in a pretty advanced training program, that we are shamans when we sing, when we tell our stories. Oftentimes, we're singing in a foreign language, but people are responding and they're completely in the moment. They feel the emotions. They understand perfectly what's going on, even if they don't understand the language, because the singer actor is in that state. We are broadcasting, and, our everything is timed to support that. So that radiant presence is something that can be trained. And when you sing of that, it just ignites this other part of us. Anyway, we learn how to work in that higher energetic state. And it looks like it's all magic, and it kind of is, but it's more magic from lots of years of doing repetitive practices, physical practices.
Doing the fundamentals. And that's what Kelly.
Advanced you can't even do advanced, because it's just advanced things are just a reworking of fundamentals. Things work in a certain order.
So the fundamentals is what Kelly's classes are about, and I don't know if because there's a few new people here, where she takes the tension out of your voice, helps you relax, and helps you retrain.
Yes.
And unlock. She's helping me do this. Unlock parts of my throat, and I always feel like I'm stuck here. Always. Or back. Oh, it's back here too. Yeah.
Yeah, we did some of those, didn't we? Yeah, sometimes, like for you, you have some tension back here, and you have some back here, and your jaw, and your tongue. But with these kind of with this kind of training, there are very specific order or a grammar. This is where it is, and then there's an order in which things unlock in your body. So whereas it may sound like magic, it really is mechanical order of things. Your body
Mechanical
gets
order.
stronger and stronger,
And practice, practice, practice. Yeah.
yeah, which is why again, I didn't say it since we've been on the air that my biggest you can't think yourself into a yoga pose, and you certainly can't sing yourself into playing a Bach etude, a piano piece. There are. This is a 6 week plus. I added a couple weeks course twice a week because we want results, and you need to practice every day or at least 4 or 5 times a week. Not an hour unless you want to.
Mhm.
Would be so happy, but still, that's a little, 15, 20 minutes a day,
Mhm.
just working some really basic things in your body. It's like in anything else, your body gets stronger and you start making sounds and that you really like, and you start having emotional experiences
Mhm.
that you maybe haven't accessed before. You have to learn how to process. The other thing I wanted to say about people that think they can't sing or think they're tone deaf, one is just a mechanical understanding of how your body works. If you can speak, you have everything you need to sing in tune, on pitch.
Mhm.
However, the other option for or obstacle is identifying as somebody who doesn't want to sing, who I don't sing, because
Uh,
it's a very, you reveal yourself. The vibrations are right inside your flesh. And if you can hide with your gestures or your personalities or, you can avoid accessing this really fleshy, tender part of you that's learning
mm,
how to protect yourself. So my only failures as a voice teacher are those people that get right there, right to expressing, and then nope, nope, bitty, nope, 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 not doing it. Nope, nope.
'cause
That
it brings out an emotion. It brings out things that you bury, I
yeah,
guess.
and
Yeah.
maybe you don't want to share it with anyone. It's private. Not everybody has to sing for other people. However, you can sing for yourself like I do now. It just doesn't I mean, if somebody requests me to deliver a song,
Mhm.
I will because they've asked me. But my practice, and I have a big, professional voice. My practices are now for that picture right there, right there.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to sing.
Oh, that's the one you showed me the other day. Yeah.
Yes, I was going to use that for my logo decades ago when I painted that, and my marketing person said, "Do you think anybody's going to relate that to voice?" I know, but that's what it feels like to sing. Everything gets out of the way. You're just a light being, and so I didn't use it. But now I put it back up because I think now people are really ready.
Yeah. I think they are too, because if that's what it
That's what it
felt
feels
like, it looked like to you, that's that's important. It's important. It's so important that we are not in these, closed boxes. I'm tone deaf. That's not music. That doesn't represent anything. I think it represented it perfectly. Lightning
What
would.
what about when a person has a sore where it's sore? It's difficult
Uh,
to relax your throat or it's tense, and so it's actually kind of painful
Yep.
when they're trying to. Are there exercises that can benefit them as well as learning how to, basically just relax, bring in air and relax? But there's probably a lot more to it than that.
Yes, yes. Um, I'm wondering which ones to give you. Um, Do this. Make a sound like this.
Okay.
Okay? That, if you make that sound, you might have muted yourself. That is the sensation of your vocal folds crashing together and all the muscles around. That is a sensation of tension that you don't want. If
Okay.
anything is in that direction, you know you're going in the wrong direction. But the feeling that you do want is if you go, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm. Now, if you bring
Mhm.
that mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you feel that little teeny weeny sound? If you could just give a little bit of a smile and go, mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Now, where do you feel? Place your fingers on your face where you felt that. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm. 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 That's the sounds of the resonance. That's the sensation of the resonance. Did you feel that?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Feel
Mhm.
it here.
Mhm.
Now
Mhm.
let's see if we can make a sound. Mm-hmm. That's what you don't want. But if you find yourself doing any of that stuff, your immediate response is to reset the muscles. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm.
good suggestion.
Mhm.
And you can
Very
feel that sensation.
subtle.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
That will get bigger. That grows. It's designed to get bigger and amplified. This gets to the end of the road really quick. It only gives you more tension and more stress. So
Oh,
if
wow. So it's mostly all coming out of here. It's all coming out of your face, pretty much.
think of
Wow.
the masks, the drama and comedy masks
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
the big cheekbones and the big eyebrows,
Mhm.
that area. Think of that. That's what we call the mask area, where most of our sounds resonate and reverberate. It's a lot of moving the voice is moving it from identifying the sensation of tension, like if it hurts really bad, then you must be trying to push the sound down low. And then if you're high, it just kind of hurts up there.
Mm.
It's a
Yeah.
kind of pressure, and that's how we oftentimes think of, oh, I must be making a high pitch, and I must because it's supposed to feel like that. When in fact, it feels really small and ringy.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this gets too much action.
Mm-hmm.
Even just speaking. So
Mm-hmm.
when you speak, okay, let's do it for that. How do you not speak using this put intention here?
Well,
Okay.
first of all, I would say we need to open up your face so that the sound waves can get up there. All right. So, would you just close your lips? Don't press them together. Don't grimace. Just let your lips close. And now, bring your cheeks up in a smile. Bring make a smile happen without using your lips to do it. Make your cheeks close.
Mm.
Okay. Now, breathe in through your flared nostrils like you here. This is your favorite smell. Now, with your lips closed and your cheeks high, like a smile, go ahead, breathe in your favorite smell. Point to where you feel that air current.
It doesn't even hurt here at all. Wow. So then how do you talk without okay, so you get the air up
You're
here.
talking now, you're right where you need to be.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Do you feel that?
Yeah, it did. It unlocked. How come it
Really
keeps
good.
going back to it though? I know I need to practice
Oh,
more.
you need to practice. Let's do Smile Olympics.
Smile.
Let's do our Smile Olympics. This is one of our big singer actor singing. Oh, I went to the smile. Just
Okay.
smile as high as you can. Pull your cheeks up. Just stay there. Just stay there for a little while. Notice how it changes your breathing. Notice that if you breathe in a little bit,
Mhm.
breathe in more, and meet the smile with your breath. You know what I'm saying? Look how much air you have in order to smile. And you didn't even know that. Okay, so start smiling. Smiling, smiling, smiling. This is what we call the Smile Olympics in our business. Smiling, smiling. Okay, notice how you might be feeling some tension in the back of your head. You might be feeling in the back of your neck. Here, you might feel in your cheek. Keep it smiling. Can you smile all the way till your eyes sparkle? Notice how it makes you take in more air to do that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yep, that's what we practice
Mm.
with voice. We just have to overcome, our daily habits.
Yeah.
Feel like it.
Yeah, because it does. Like it automatically go back here, but if I let the air in here, it's much it's much lighter to
There's
say
that
the
light
word.
word.
Yeah.
There's that light word.
Hmm. Ah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I'm so excited to keep training with you and learning how to unlock my voice and find my real voice.
Now remember, we did your tongue exercise, remember? And
Yeah.
you could feel the pressing against. So what you did was, we had you work on this. This is your teeth. Okay. This is the front of your tongue. And then this is, as your tongue moves down, remember? And we
Mm-hmm.
just had you just try to find the lever of your tongue
Mm-hmm.
and pull it down as far as you can. And no, it won't hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Might make you feel like you're going to gag, but that won't kill you either.
It feels comfortable. It feels more comfortable with it
So what's
going.
going to happen is when you pull your tongue down like that, just to start loosening up, notice all the counter rotations that happen all the way down to your shoulder blades and in the front of your chest. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're pressing against that tongue and in this area, notice how it affects the entire chest and upper body. So
Yeah.
just with that one little lever going up and down, it's loosening things up for you. That's why you need to do it every day.
Mm.
This wouldn't be your teacher talking, would it?
It's so much more comfortable. And I just got to get myself into the habit
Yeah, yeah,
of
that's
doing it because so much more air came into my face when I was breathing that way. It's like I'm struggling to breathe this way.
a system. It's a full system. Do we have any questions? Because I can't see here.
No, I was just going to ask. I want to say hi to Warrior Girl, Ron Unconditional Love, Priscilla and the Crone Zone, Heather, if you're here. Um, Jay, Starfish, hi, Wiki. There we go. Any questions from anyone? Kate, do you have any questions?
um, no, I'm just enjoying all of this.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
I've met with Kelly a couple of times, and to me, it's just fascinating. I can't learn enough of how to how that we have our own unique voice, which we do, but a naturally unique voice that we can all sing. We don't have to strain or struggle. It's just, and I love the thing that you said about the cerebral spinal fluid, like that charges that up. So that does connect you to that spirit, that higher consciousness. It's really,
So that's the
really,
only reason for doing it for me right now. Just to keep myself as present as I can and as in shape as I can.
mm-hmm.
Connects me back in for my with my purpose. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing it?
And it calms you, and you feel connected to spirit, and you do. She sings light language, but she's a singer, but she's you explained to me that um, once you realize your own unique voice, all voices are light language.
Yep, that is our natural language. When the
Mm.
sound is ringing inside of us and moves easily up and down without the brakes, you see things differently, you feel things differently, you see patterns that you didn't see before. You are working with a higher functioning systems
You're
all
connected.
together. Hmm.
Yeah, you're connected to that.
That's our real language.
Yeah.
And it's like language of vowels and consonants are learned. Those are
Yeah.
the, in order to continue to sing for as long as you want daily, to make sound, to project your voice, to have a nuance, all of it works on that thread. And so to keep that strong is the whole purpose of doing all of it. And we have specific vowels that conduct the sound into the resonating spaces. They're
Mm,
parallel to everybody else's language, but
mm.
we form our vowels and our consonants a little differently to make sure that the sound is an unbroken line inside and regenerates itself.
Mhm.
And you learn those. Once you feel out where the sound's supposed to be, you can feel how to shape. Well, I teach specifically, we do that. Voice teachers do that. Teach specific vowels that keep that sound clean and clear. I mean, somebody else will hear whatever they're going to hear in their language
Mm.
because we can modify those vowels, but we're really using this really more limited set of vowels. Just technique.
And all of this it can be taught. All of
All
this,
of it. All of it. All of it.
all of
Should
it
be. All of
should be
it.
taught. Yeah, I liked how you said that too. Children should know how to connect to their unique voice. We all should. But
Yeah.
here we are.
And
I'm
let me just say that people ask me if I teach children, and I don't.
mm,
I teach grandparents. I
mm,
teach parents and aunties and uncles who have how to find their voice and who will protect a child. So when they do speak naturally, just mime and mimic us, they'll be protected. As opposed to, oh, don't say that, don't say this, don't say that. It's
ah,
the grandmas and grandpas and daddies and mommies and uncles and aunties that need to find their true voice, and the children will be fine.
mm, mm. Now, can I ask one more question? When when we connect our voice and we have all this working and you're comfortable and the tension's gone, how did your body becomes the instrument and the stance and posture is means everything. Can you sit when you sing like that or should you
Oh, yeah.
only stand?
Oh, no, you sit. So you sit in a specific way. You sit forward on your chair so that you're behind me. Here, there,
On
okay.
the edge.
So this is your back and these are your legs. So right here in your bottom, all the way forward on the chair so that your spine can move back and forth.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
very specific.
Wow. Well, if anyone is interested, please contact Kelly. I think we're going to do another show in about a month or so,
Okay.
and just to see how far I come along. I want people to see there's a difference, on what it is like to unlock your voice and to connect with your true spirit given voice. So I look forward to coming back and going over all of this again with you, but from a little bit more practice on my end.
That'll be fun. And everyone else, remember to bring your cheeks high and go, hmm, hmm.
It's good facial
Hmm.
Feel that
exercises.
little sound.
Hmm.
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 There it is. Notice how you feel on the inside of your body and your heart.
Hmm.
When you just how centered do you feel when you do that?
It does feel good. It feels really good. You feel connected.
That's it.
And Kate, I'm gonna say Kate is going away next week. I'm gonna say have a wonderful vacation.
Thank you, honey.
Enjoy yourself, and thank you for coming on and being here with us. Even though I I I wanted to hear Kelly's, and there's so much to it. I,
Right.
I I couldn't have ever explained it like you do, Kelly. So I appreciate
Right. Yeah.
you coming on.
Yep.
I don't think I said Kelly at kellykervocalmethod.com.
Mhm.
And in the subject line, I'll put together a class if I have enough um, people that are interested. In the subject line, put seeker. Then I'll know that you listen to this.
Oh, that is so cool.
It is.
Okay. Well, I don't think I have any more questions. I, I wanted to thank you both so much for coming on, spending your Friday night with me, and helping everybody else understand how to connect to their voice, or if they would like to take the class. Kelly's got a 6-week class.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. We love you.
Me.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you explaining all this because I'm fascinated by it, and I hope others are too. I appreciate you. Thank you, Kate.
Oh, you're
Thank
welcome,
you,
honey.
everyone.
Anytime.
Love
It's so good.
you. And we'll see Kate in about a week, maybe.
Well,
Oh
some of
my
us will see me
gosh.
earlier. Now that I found my passports, we're good. We're all good.
Oh,
Thank you,
all right.
Kelly. That was really, really good.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Dan Kelly. Thank you, Kate. Love you guys.
Love you too, honey.